getting after it. If it's not motivation, if it's not meditation, if it's not inspiration, what is it? That's the question I got for you guys today. And we got a live podcast going. We got motivation, meditation, inspiration on multiple platforms. You can check me out on podcast. The mentality is the thing that matters the most. Like, where is your mind? Are you getting after what you're looking for on a daily? Like, a lot of times people are going to tell you it's not possible. They're going to say you can't do it, you can't achieve it. And it's up to you to set the blocks in front of yourself or to overcome your challenges. A lot of those challenges that you're going to face off against, they're in your mind. They're asking you what you're made of, what you can take, how much can you tolerate, can you achieve your dreams, and is your goals possible? Every single day that we don't continue with our dreams, that we don't continue with our goals, that we allow ourselves to be held back, it really makes us understand that we can overcome those things. And a lot of times we're stopped by that, what will happen when you start to allow the things that are not meant for you to leave your life is things that are meant for you have the ability to start filling those spaces, those places inside of you that nobody else can go. It's all good, right?
All right. So I got them all aired up.
Cool.
36. Tread depths. The rears are at 830 seconds. Your fronts are at 730 seconds. So plenty of life left in them. And then this information looks great.
Yeah.
Would you like to add any wipers on today?
No, I'm good.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you have a blessed day, okay? Cool. Have a blessed one, okay? So, see, that's part of it, is what are you doing to get after it? What is it, are you stopping yourself from your goals, your dreams, or are you achieving your goals and your dreams? And it's quite amazing when you start to achieve your goals and your dreams, when what you're facing off against is also facing off against you. It's quite a process of being that those challenges will come your way. What sets you aside? What puts that part inside of you? See, a lot of people, they don't go through on a daily basis. Go ahead. And take the time to do what's needed. They don't take the time to be themselves and to face off against their challenges. They want somebody else to achieve their ability for them instead of do it themselves. And I was just laughed at recently by someone who said, well, why would you use your car as your office? Why would you use the ability to speak your mind and not call that a business? At some point, this will pay. Some point, the mindset, the mentality, the ability from within will open up. It will find a way. It will reach out to those people that need it. And it's a lot of times that I'll be out driving and I'll have customers in the car and they'll ask me, what, do you do this for a business or what? And then I'll be able to share the podcast, the YouTube, the channels that I have, the Twitter, to answer those questions. To answer that, as a matter of fact, yes. Okay? What you work on will become your work. See that? You hearing what I'm saying? What you work on will become your work if you're willing to continue to work on it. And you know, it's like that. And a lot of people aren't willing to put down like that. They're not willing to get down and start to grind and to truly put their mentality into a place of being. See, they think somebody else is supposed to do it for them. And the truth is, it's nobody else's job to do that for you. It's your own job. It's your own path. Your own journey is important to you. Why is your journey important to you? Because that's the only one you got, okay? Your job isn't to be somebody else. It's not to face off against somebody else's challenges. It's to work on your journey. And if you're lucky, somebody will join you on your journey. You know, they will join you along your path. They will be there with you to go through the fights and the battles that you have, but they can never be you. They could never be you. And that's the thing a lot of people don't get. They want somebody else to do it for them. They want somebody else to be able to do that. And it's never going to happen. You see, what happens truthfully is that you're going to face off against challenges, and the answers are going to end up either come from within you, or you're going to be a slave to other people's answers. And, you know, what does it take to get out of that slavery mentality? What does it take to start to sit down and to start to utilize your dreams, your goals, your abilities, you know? And, you know, it's kind of interesting how a lot of people need a boss just to work, right? So why do you need a boss to work, right? So, I mean, like, is your drive in your home not enough? Is your drive in your day not enough? Is your process of being that you have limited yourself, that you need to work for somebody else, that your skill level isn't in such a way that it starts to build from within? You know, like, see, this is me taking advantage of the ability to drive, right? So right now I'm out here going to go pick up a food delivery, and I'm on podcasts. I'm on Twitch, or X, which is Elon Musk's channel. You know, it's amazing. Like, you are an inspiration to me, Elon Musk, because you don't give up. Because the minds that blocks the walls that put themselves in front of us, you know, that is why you're a discipline of reflection to me, okay? And, you know, here I am doing the same exact thing, putting my mind to work out here in the car, driving, speaking to a podcast for a subscription, speaking to a Twitter or X for ability. You know, it's inside of your mentality, guys. We block our own minds. We enslave our own minds. And I don't understand why or how we get to that point where we're willing to lower ourselves to where we put a certain amount of value on who you are, you know, and it's just like too many people do this, right? So when working like for yourself, or working like the type of work that I do on a constant, you know, I'm always getting an additional amount here or there, and people set themselves with a fixed value. Okay, you hearing what I'm saying? A fixed value. And here I am out here grinding with the equipment that I got, putting in the effort, putting in the ability, putting in the mentality. You know, it's kind of great, like on a Saturday, to go pick up a pizza and drop off a pizza. Maybe I can put a podcast out during that time. Maybe I can get on here and inspire you that your reflection from your discipline will reach that place, you know. And, you know, maybe today that might be that one thing that you have to hear, that you got to focus on your dreams. If you're not sitting down identifying what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, then how you're going to overcome your challenges, you know. And so here I am sitting in front of a camera, sitting in front a place of purpose, right? So the thing that sets one aside is when they're not willing to stop, when they're not willing to give up, when what is going on is not going to challenge you, is when you start to run into challenges. See, we always got to be challenged inside of ourselves, okay? We got to be able to sit down and truly put something out that's amazing. And a lot of times it's just putting out your life story. A lot of times it's just, getting on there and truly getting what it means to be you. And a lot of people, that's where they lack. They lack in being themselves, right? So we beat ourselves up. We say we are not earning enough, but we don't get out there to make enough. We don't get out there to dream enough. We don't get out there to put our minds to true use, and it was a shock to a lot of those people when I left the dealership because they didn't recognize the value. I mean, there were a certain amount of people that did, but the major amount did not recognize. And so if you're not recognized, if you're in a place where you don't feel valued, realize that you can do something about it, but you got to open your mind to do it. Okay, you got to open your ability inside of who you are to truly put in the effort, to put in the ability, that your mentality will open you up. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm going inside to get a food delivery to go drop one off. So this is my dream, okay? This is Marcel telling I'm gonna figure it out. Because a lot of people, they just don't. Okay, they would rather go work for somebody else. Look at this. See this right here? That's a victory. You know what that is? That's believing in yourself. That's not letting what other people say to you stop you, okay? I truly enjoy doing Uber. I've done about 15,000 trips. Been a driver for about almost 8 years. And a little bit of pizza, you know what I mean? It can go a long ways. Little bit of thinking about your challenges can go a long way. When I look at a lot of the dropping and the giving up of drivers, when I look at it, the drivers who throw in the towel and they say, I'm just going to go work a regular job. Like, I look at those drivers, the only kind of job that I've done other than this, I did telesales, right? So telesales teaches you process, procedure, volume, frequency, okay? That's what a telesales job will do for you, okay? Process, procedure, volume, frequency. Okay, got it. All right, process, procedure, volume, frequency. Frequency equals volume, which equals process, okay? All right, and a lot of people, they don't get that, okay? They don't get that process, that procedure, they don't get any of that, okay? There's a little manufacturer defect that comes with it. Okay, it's called speed, all right? And true speed is the ability to do and express yourself in a way which other people can't. It means that you start to expand. And a lot of times in jobs, these just over brokes, it's truly that. It's that, when you work for them, somebody else has to have better. And you're putting in the same amount of energy, but you're not receiving the same amount of kickback, okay? And that's what sets somebody aside who truly starts to achieve. It's the amount of kickback that you're getting, okay? And then a lot of people, they speak out this word, it's called profit, okay? And a lot of times the amount of robbing that a lot of these businesses do means that they take a lot of the profit. That's why they have to profit share, okay? So, one thing that I really enjoy about Uber and Lyft that's been very fair is the percentage that they take is shown. The percentage that they take is in front of you. It's 20%, okay? This is very fair, okay? A lot of drivers, they don't really realize it, but if you do a fair trip and you receive a certain amount, it'll show you the amount that they took for the fare, okay? And I enjoy working with people that are of that kind of mindset, okay? That you will achieve it if you put your mind to work with it, okay? And this isn't for the weak. It's not for those that are giving up on themselves. It's not for those that throw in the towel and say it's not possible. It's for those people who truly want to make yield within the universe. It's amazing, right? So, I have to give props to Elon Musk for draining out the swamp of Twitter, okay? One of the best things that they had was Periscope, but they did away with Periscope because of self-interest, because of simplicity isn't good enough. There was, I had 3,000 viewers at one moment on my Periscope, okay? So they shut down something so massive, so wonderful, and they added it into the Twitter instead of keep it, right? So, that was not very, very intelligent that they utilized that instead of their own platform. So let's talk about some of the things that we can have control over, okay? And it's kind of interesting because we're not truly considered free, right? So we sold that away. We sold ourselves away for the ability to have these little privileges, right? So our country was bankrupt at one moment, and we sold it to the enterprise. And unless you are intelligent enough to make enterprise for yourself, then you are going to literally be a slave to society for the rest of your being. And see, a lot of people, they don't realize that. They think that, if I go work and I own a home, that it's mine. No. For the rest of your life, you're going to be paying taxes. Okay, you're going to be paying things that are process driven. So how do we start to take ourselves out of the matrix and start to utilize the process that is already driven? Okay, and that's up to you to pick the way. I can't say anything about that. I'm not part of any of that legal stuff. All I know is what I could do for myself, okay? That if I was in a place of being and I had a purpose, then I would start to utilize that purpose to be able to overcome the challenges that we face off against, yeah? And that's where we can work from, because what it means to be yourself is to ultimately be able to care for oneself. To care for oneself, you have to be able to express oneself, and a lot of these positions that people are accepting less than themselves reduces the amount to express yourself. So how do you express yourself in a place like that? So that is where you got to start looking inside for the things that will actually help you to truly expand, that will actually are going to expand within you. And that's the question that a lot of people ask is, what do I do to grow, or how do I get better? And the answer is, nobody could do it for you. It's not their process. It's not their journey. It is your life's journey. And a lot of people ignore the life journey because they're like, okay, so if I'm a part of a life journey, and then I should just care for other people because I have no value. Well, the value of you is beyond what you could even imagine. So throwing that excuse out doesn't really change the mere fact that you are valued. So your value is massive, and it's so massive that when we take a look at it, there's only one of you in billions of people on the planet, and you can't even compare all of them to you because they can't be made the same as you. So therefore, your generation or your being or your process within this universe even has its own fingerprint. So explain that then. So then they'll go, okay, so what are we going to do about it? So what are you going to do about it is you're going to start to realize the things that exist within the universe, which is like focus, knowledge, and discipline, because those are the things that actually you have the control over. You have the ability to use your focus, you have the ability to use your knowledge inside of yourself, and you have discipline. You have the ability to use the process of focus, the absorption of knowledge, and the discipline to be something great. And a lot of people, they'll ignore that. They'll go, okay, so if that's the process, then what does it mean to be me? And so they'll say, okay, so what does it mean to be me? So there's a part of you that is much more than that. If you take a heat scanner, go take a look at yourself with a heat scanner, you're going to find out that you are more than you could even realize. So there's a lot more out there than there was what we could see with our own two eyes. So how can you expect that everything that you have is already in front of you then? It's not. And so it's already manifesting itself within your being. It's manifesting itself around you. It's speaking into existence what nobody else can do for you. And this is where starting to understand that you are multi-dimensional, multi-connection, your ability, your energy is important, that you are energy, that your energy exists, and that you exist. And so a lot of people don't want to believe that they exist. Well, believing that you exist doesn't limit your ability to be yourself. It actually brings out the understanding that you are truly you, okay? And I want you to start to become disciplined to understand oneself, disciplined to understand and listen to that internal dialogue, listen to that part of yourself that nobody else is willing to go to, the depths that take you beyond your challenges, that take you into the place where nobody else is willing to go, because only you can. And you know, I see quite a few motivational speakers out there that is their goal, is to take themselves to a point where nobody else can go. And I really sit back and I laugh at that, because a lot of the times when they're trying to go to that place, they're trying to compare themselves to somebody else. And this is the reason why I don't believe that jobs and positions are the best thing for people. See, then they'll say, how can you get work done? Well, ask yourself how many successful people you've seen that have worked for themselves, right? So they're not a slave to society. They're actually massively understanding their purpose and their goal and their purpose inside. And when you're truly starting to put your whole self into something, which you can't put your whole self into something that has an expiration date, okay? If it's got an expiration date, like that's what I learned, right? So when somebody joins a job, it's got a start date and an expiration date. And the problem is, your life doesn't have a start date and an expiration date. So people build their position so that there is an exit strategy. Okay, so if you have an exit strategy, are you truly working on your dreams and your goals? No. You're not working on your dreams and your goals. What you're working on is somebody else's dreams and somebody else's goals. So let's go ahead and rewind that. So are we going to start working on our dreams and our goals, or we're going to start working in a way in which other people prosper off of us. So, instead of hourly, I would urge people to start to go towards profits, right? So as a company, see, this is the thing I enjoy about sales, because what sales will do to you is they're not going to guarantee you beyond a certain point, right? What they're going to do to you is they're going to say to you, they're going to say, you're going to receive this much per hour. Okay, all right, cool. You're going to receive this much per hour? How is that even fair? How does that even break down to fair? And it doesn't. See, when you're working a position for somebody else, what you've done is you sold your time, you've sold your energy, you've sold your ability to somebody else for a certain value. Sometimes it might look like it's worth it. See, there we go. Number 2 drop off, guys. If you are not out there, if you are not getting after it, if you're not finding a way to overcome your challenges, then you got to look inside for the answers, okay? It's been 3 vehicles, I blew up an engine and a transmission, melted on me, and I still got that vehicle. It's still working. I was homeless at one time, twice actually in my life, but it doesn't matter. What matters is, are you going to keep going? Is your mentality strong enough to your challenges to not be greater than your mentality? Right? So why give up is what I'm trying to say. Like, are you hearing what I'm saying to you guys? Like, you are valuable. Like, you are blessings, okay? Not a blessing. You are blessings. And that blessing that you have inside of yourself only becomes valuable once you start to believe in yourself, once you start to achieve your dreams, your goals, your abilities. It's like, there we go, 20 minutes away. So now I'm going to pick up a Uber customer. So I'll go ahead and continue communicating with you guys until I get there, and then I gotta hop off. So why does it matter who you are? It doesn't matter on the outside. What matters is what's going on the inside. Who are you on the inside? What kind of challenges are you facing off against internally? See, a lot of times we are wanting the outside to reflect the inside, but we're not putting in the work on the inside for it to reflect outwards. And when I put this podcast on subscription, a lot of people were in shock, right? So why would somebody put it on a subscription? Well, if you believe in yourself long enough, well enough, that you could speak things out, why not? Why not put it on a subscription? Why not put it in a place where I can overcome it? Why not? And so here I am on my way to go pick up a Uber customer, It's something that manifested from mentality that was told to me to quit, okay? You hearing what I'm saying? Don't quit. Do not quit on yourself. You know, sometimes it will be difficult. Sometimes you're going to be told it's not possible. Sometimes people are going to tell you why you're doing it. But it's not about them. Okay, it's not about them. You hearing what I'm saying? And so, when they tell you that, when they say you should quit, when they say it's something that you should give up, right? What is it? That should be the warning sign that tells you it's time to continue. It's time to push yourself beyond your challenges. It's time to continue to go to the point where you can. Because there's a lot of people, they're not for you in this world, okay? You might have some people that are for you. So the minute you start succeeding, there's a lot of people that want you to fail. They want you to not be able to succeed. They want you to not be able to achieve your dreams and your goals. They'd rather you be homeless. They'd rather you be stuck on the side of the road figuring out your own shit. And that's where it all starts. Figuring you out. Figuring out your purpose, you know. So as I create a podcast, as I speak my mind, as I'm in the car using this car as an office, okay, I want you to realize that your dreams are not cut short, okay? Dreams do not get cut short. What happens is we lose our ability to focus, and our focus doesn't become to the point where we want it bad enough, okay? See, we cut corners, or we stop doing what we thought we would do just one time, right? We stop sitting down, or we stop, you know, for just one day. You know, one day can cause a reaction. It can cause a reflection, and it's up to you to find it inside of yourself what that reflection is going to be. See, when you're comparing yourself to somebody else, the only thing you can do is become the best copycat. So compare yourself to your own journey, to your own path, and find that journey, that path in place and time of being, of true purpose, of true prosperity. I just hope that you all have a blessed day. As always, namaste.